The role of mentorship is key in staying grounded in the relativity of the present. It is the knowing of your who that keeps us grounded and humble, that not only are we asking for help in humility, but giving help as well. Let's get right to it, as we are blessed to be here today. We're going to start with the relativity of the present training, and understanding relativity is so important for the present, because so much of our present is in the perspective we have of the present, and our perspective is based off of relativity, and the perspective that we have is the path to where we want to be, the truth or our potential. And our participation in a perception is the relativity that is created of the present. And as we navigate the present, we need to have some sort of North Star, some trajectory, some divine direction that is helping us to maximize the statistical success of the completely unknown, the future. There's only one thing that's known about the future: it's time. The reason is that in the human experience and navigating the present, we are all dependent upon 24 hours a day, God's guarantee of 24 hours a day, except for the last day of your life. That future, we'll be cheated a couple of minutes or hours or maybe seconds if you're lucky. In navigating the present in a divine direction, in the uncertainty of the future, the challenge of balancing or harmonizing the present living with our future concerns, aspirations, motivations, and inspirations is getting more and more difficult because of the fast-paced technology that exists in all industries, careers, jobs, and our personal life. Understand whether one is truly living in the moment or distracted by what's ahead is often a limitation of what we have. If we know the limitations of our future is by the imagination, the self-image, and our interference or distraction can be created by the unknown, circumstances and meanings that we give the unknown, the uncertainty of the future. This will drastically impact us and our present awareness of satisfaction and success, both professionally and personally. The purpose of navigating the present in the alignment of the divine direction of the future, the uncertain, we explore strategies for aligning all of the activities of today in the human experience, personally, experientially, giving and receiving wise, with long-term ambitions, long-term, midterm, and maybe even some short-term trajectories in a divine direction of where we want to be or better, by harmonizing the opportunities that exist. And in that harmony, we need to look at whether or not they're circumstantial, of the uncertainty, the evidence, the contrary evidence, or not. The futility of worrying about the future. I have a saying that worrying is not only a wasted emotion, it's a duplicative negative. Worrying is a wasted emotion because it doesn't get to where you want to be or better, but it's a duplicative negative because not only is it interfering with you getting to where you want to be or better, but it's actually wishing for what you don't want. How many times have you studied for a test and said to yourself, as I did when I took trust and estates law, I hope the rules of perpetuity are not on this exam. We all know what the first question on the exam was: rules of perpetuity. So not only is worrying a wasted emotion, but it's a duplicative negative of interfering with where we want to be or better and wishing for what we don't want, taking us to a place that we don't want to be or worse. The energy drain, the interference of worrying and the excessive worrying that most people utilize every single day of their life impacts not only our energy, but our co-creativeness and focus and intention. Notating that what we pay attention to and what we give intention to equals the coincidences, we are impacting our pure I am and creating more interfering with what I am. There's a harmony, a balance between the strategic foresight of the future and this worrying as a paralyzing anxiety. So many people get too far above their skis, worrying about things that aren't going to happen or manifesting those things into happening. There's some great examples of entrepreneurs who fixate so much on the future and the competition of the future instead of on getting more business, on building value, and managing and developing a vision of their present clients. There's a role that trust must play when we look at why are we interfering with our future by worrying. Believing that future solutions in those future solutions are not only in spirit inspiring, but they help get us up, get us back up. They help motivate us, not just to justify why the actions or interactions are effectuating to a better place or a better position, but developing the resilience through not only seeking wisdom by utilizing gratitude and forgiveness, but through present focus strategies that can help to facilitate getting us an acceleration, an aggregation, and allowing us to detach our emotions from the certainty of the future that doesn't exist and attach those emotions into the effort that's necessary to have the resilience so that our purpose is greater than our pain. We can create free will. We can liberate ourselves and liberate others through having an awareness of being present, of not attaching our emotions to the future, but attaching our emotions to the pursuit of our future. The concept of present engagement is one of the most valuable contributions that people can make. So many people are worried about the wrong things instead of looking at how engaged, how productive, accessible, gracious they or their employees or their family are in alignment with the divine direction of where they want to be or better. Time itself, future time, is utilized as an illusion. Athletes, performers, professionals who thrive on being fully present have the illusion of time in order to effectuate this productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. Utilizing linear time in the construct of divine time is an essence of being present. Utilizing today's time according to the circumstances of the day in a divine time will give you the most productivity, accessibility, and gratitude in your pursuit of your truth potential in the relativity of that perception as we started off. Learning from the past by being accountable, by saying, what did I learn from being responsible for my past? What did I learn from attracting these things in my past? What did I learn by participating in the perception of the past, the meaning of the past, without dwelling on the past, without limiting our future by giving a meaning that limits our self-image or our imagination? It is our objective to turn the setbacks not into setups, but into insights. So many people want to make sure they have a positive attitude, that the setbacks are setups, but they aren't going to be setups unless you change them or manage the meaning of it into insights. And the risk of this will be missing the real-time linear opportunities, options, and touches of favor due to the emotional attachment and the lack of focus on the trajectory, the divine direction, and putting that emotional attachment fixation on past incidences, failures, setbacks, mistakes, successes, defining moments, historical relevances, etc. Or even worse, placing those emotions and fixating on future fears, which creates worry, which we previously talked about. This practical strategies in order to facilitate this freedom, this free will, this liberation through an awareness that is present is to, number one, define clear short-term objectives, ones that will get you up, get you started, get you back up, get you back started, lower the bar in order to effectuate less resistance in order to shorten that with the wisdom and faith. And so creating baby steps and short-term objectives are an ability to clearly define where we want to be or better in that divine direction. Also noting that this is a behavior and all behaviors good or bad, good defined as behaviors that are going to get us to where we want to be or better. Bad behaviors are those that interfere with it. Understanding that practice creates the progress of good behaviors, and practice of bad behaviors will create bad progress. So practicing the mindset, heart set, and handset to enhance all of this emotional harmony, regulation, in order to facilitate applying our why to the right divine direction, applying our why, our purpose to overcome pain, and applying our why to time to create divine time in the context of the human experience, in the man-made construct of using the 24 hours, God's gift to you every single day except for the last day of your life. And we need to cultivate the positive thinking, believing, feeling with what we do and say in the linear time frame in the real world. And we need to surround ourselves with these teams according to subject matter, topic, or expertise. So we need to take inventory of our own being, our certainty within, to match the certainty outside of us, relegated by time, and knowing that it is our skills, our knowledge, and our desires that need to be developed in the flexibility to adapt to the circumstances of the day, and also the discipline and resilience to stick to the non-negotiable behaviors no matter what the circumstances of the day are. And as we adapt to these evolving circumstances, either with non-negotiable behavior, which is irrelevant to the circumstance, or prioritizing the circumstantial behavior, we allow ourselves to adapt to the trajectory, the divine direction in divine time, by making these detours divine as well. And utilizing, by subject matter, topic, or expertise, a supportive influence, a team, according to the position that you want to be in and want to play in on those specific teams, will allow you to maximize the energy that you're surrounding yourself with in the context of relativity of the present. And it's so important in understanding the relativity, the perception of past, present, and future, and the interrelatedness of time being one, which leads us to the present focus versus the past meanings versus future concerns. And this is the relativity that we're looking at in understanding how to maximize our human experience in our present, and understanding how we can live in the most productive, accessible, and gracious way to accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially our outcomes. How reminiscing about our past successes, failures, mistakes, failures, obstacles, voids, and shortages, defining moments, and historical relevances can limit our future and our growth. It is the meaning of the past that is the only limitation in your future and your present, because it limits your imagination, it limits your self-image, and everybody knows you'll never overachieve your own self-image. Let's take Roger Bannister, for example, the record-breaking athlete who was told that it was humanly impossible to break the 4-minute mile. If he would have stopped training to break the 4-minute mile, if he would have given meaning to all the past failures of all the past Olympians and runners of the past, he would have ended up the same as everybody else from the past, not breaking the 4-minute mile. If you needed proof of how we hinder our growth and our expansion, how we hinder ourselves with the meaning of the past, then why is it when he broke the 4-minute mile that multiple people broke it within 2 weeks, when it took the entire history of running to break 4-minute miles? It only took 2 weeks for everyone else to do it, because we are limited by the meaning we give the past. And the role of accountability through the attraction, the responsibility, and the participation in the perception, the relativity of the present, we now can embrace the lessons for daily activities, good and bad behaviors, aligned with where we want to be or better, in the divinity of course, direction, of detours, and time. And when we embrace the lessons and embrace the responsibility, the attraction, and the participation in the perception of relativity, we now can maximize the acceleration, aggregation, and compounding of the daily activities to get to where we want to be or better. Now, The idea of overcoming obstacles through a structured approach to enhance or expand our skills, our knowledge, and our desire. We need to utilize this power of circumstance, the power of relativity, power of perception into adaptability and an open mind, open heart, and open hand to utilize for new detours, new challenges, no obstacles or voids or shortages in our lives. And in order to find the present focus with giving and aligning the meaning of the past and elevating and dissipating and diminishing the future concerns or worries, we now have the power through adaptability, understanding our relationship with circumstances, that we either have non-negotiable behavior, which is most important to us and provides us 90% of our successes, or we have circumstantial behavior that is negotiable according to those circumstances and allowing us to prioritize and reprioritize our day according to the man-made construct of time to be present and understand the relativity of being present in the relativity of the 24 hours, God's gift to us every day except for the last day of our life. So how do we adopt this new power, the power of now? Well, first of all, look at the statistics. 100% of the things you do now get done. 100% of the things you do next get done. Imagine that, a statistic that is actually true. One of my favorite statistics is 99% of all statistics are made up. I promise you, just like 100% of all short putts in golf don't go in, 100% of the things you do now get done. 100% of the things you do next get done. So whether you personally or professionally let an imagined future overshadow or limit you, or allow your meaning of the past to overshadow or limit you in what is your reality, your real experiences, your participation in relativity of the present. A salesperson who's preoccupied with losing a deal instead of preparing effectively to win the deal is most likely limiting themselves from success. If we utilize our attention and our intention of what we do, say, think, feel, and believe towards making the sale, not what is going to stop us from selling, we increase our statistical success and utilize the power of now in its maximized energy. We need to embrace the imperfection that means progress. Progress is imperfection. Progress is not perfection. When we embrace the pursuit of perfection, which gives us the behavioral discipline in order to effectuate getting to where we want to be or better, we embrace the mistakes that make us. Remember, it'll never be the mistakes that stop you from getting to where you want to be or better. It will be a lack of commitment, a lack of discipline, a lack of pursuit, a lack of understanding of the relativity of the present and the meaning of the past, and of course, the worry of the future. There is such a great influence of positive environments on our present engagement. Those who are engaged have a creative advantage in the productivity, accessibility, and gratitude that they have. The influence of these teams, knowing where your skills, knowledge, and desires are aligned with subject matter topics and expertise in order to effectuate these positive environments to help you with the fastest way to get to where you want to be or better, which is on those teams, find people that are in a position to help you get to where you are better because they're already there, or that you help to get to where you are by helping them get to where they want to be or better. Because the fastest way to get to where you want to be or better is to help other people get to where they want to be, or ask someone to help you to get to where you want to be. The role of mentorship is key in staying grounded in the relativity of the present. It is the knowing of your who that keeps us grounded and humble, that not only are we asking for help in humility, but giving help as well. In this infinite loop of not only knowing what we want in the relativity of the present, but who it is that we can help and can help us. The techniques that we can utilize in all industries that utilize the mindset, the heart set, and the handset will help media professionals handle deadlines. Marketers respond to real-time feedback and lack of control of execution and outcomes. And performers, entertainers, athletes, Billionaires, millionaires, and entrepreneurs deliver their essence with value in the experiences on and off stages, utilizing the ability to capture that essence, modify it, amplify it, and perpetuate it so that we can now use, whether it's a product, service, solution, or personal brand, athlete, entertainer, celebrity, a stage that Shakespeare talked about so many years ago, a stage that the whole world now has access to. If you want to create your own Hamlet, if you want to create your own Othello, if you want your own Shakespearean masterpiece, all you have to do is have a phone and a camera, capture it with your essence, modify it, amplify it, and perpetuate it in order to adopt to the power of now and utilize the now to embrace the future. Understanding intention is key. Notating that the mathematical equation of the relativity of the present is based upon the mathematical equation of luck. What we pay attention to today in the present, what we give intention to, negotiable, non-negotiable, paid for, unpaid for, planned or unpaid, or even our sleep, what we pay attention to and give the intention of, what we do, say, think, feel, and believe, will equal the coinciding of the universe, the outcomes, the consequences, the results that we all desire. The connection between belief in the present with the wisdom and faith to shorten the distance of resistance that we cause ourselves by utilizing the wrong meaning of the past or the interference or worry of the future, limiting our self-image or our imagination. The connection between that belief in your future success and the pain of today. Knowing that the pain of today is no problem if the purpose is greater than the pain. Is when we lack that commitment and purpose that the present resilience actually stops us. Sales professionals who seek setbacks as stepping stones, not as setups to learn something for a greater good, an aggregate effect, a compounding exponential outcome, are interfering with their future. They need to not only give meaning to the past, but in a context, reframe their past failures as and with gratitude to learn from them for future opportunities. Finding the light, the love, and the lessons in the no. Forgiving ourselves and walking away from our inability to articulate a quantitative value or adapt or adopt or align with the time, emotion, and value that changes in every step of a sales call and sales process, provides us a new reframing opportunity and new learning opportunities that help our statistical success so we can make more money, help more people, and have more fun, especially in sales. The importance of being present and the relativity of the present to the choices that we make, the decisions that we make, and the agreements that we have is a way to have a relativity of the present that's based off of the constant changing present, because there's one thing that is certain beyond time is that time, emotion, and value will change immediately when you make a decision or you come to agreement. And so the importance of our choices and the alignment and openness in those choices to allow people to change their mind or say no will shape our long-term success. That's why we utilize a plan, which I call a go-no-go plan, to effectuate an accommodation of the time, emotion, and value that changes. That's why I created a virtual handshake group, a private networking group of people who are here to help one another and know people that help each other, pay each other, buy from each other, sell for each other for life, under the context of an open-minded approach of, hey, let's come to an agreement on how we can help each other and how we're going to pay each other, but let's be open-minded that time, emotion, and value are going to change. So can the terms of our agreement or our decision. The practical methodology for sustaining a present focus in the relativity of the present is to, number one, develop a go-no-go plan that aligns the actionable steps in time to effectuate not only the most efficient path to get two people to where they want to be and give people permission to change their minds or say no, but also to not waste time when things change and people are afraid to say no, to utilize the 3-no rule, that on the third no, we simply say, this isn't the right time. When it is, let me know. And in order to do that too, we need to maintain faith and optimism while addressing all the current responsibilities, options, opportunities, and touches of favor in the relativity of the present, which always exists, by analyzing the clues and the patterns in order to make those choices, to sustain present focus, develop the actionable and align the actionable plan in order to effectuate maintaining of faith and seeking the wisdom to address the current responsibilities, opportunities, options, and touches of favor. We need to avoid the interference, the energy drains that cause the worry in the future, the speculative worry in the future. And when we do so, we can utilize the all-powerful that we're connected to and through. You see, everybody has the same amount of energy. It's just how much are you interfering with it? And then just to share our final insights, as we have a couple minutes left here in the relativity of the presence training, there is a necessity of harmony between the past experience, the present responsibilities, and the future aspirations. We can utilize this harmony in order to effectuate the meaning of the past, align with the relativity of the present, to expand our self-image and our imagination. Notating you will never overachieve your own self-image. How to utilize the interference of excessive worry about the future to overshadow the real perception, the reality of the present. And so we need to understand how the reactions to fear, the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, worried, can overshadow, interfere with the truth. There is an importance of small, deliberate actions, paying attention and giving intention to the coincidences that we desire. By doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing in a divine direction, manifesting long-term success by taking divine detours, and most importantly, detaching our emotions from that long-term success and placing them on the pursuit of the long-term success or better. In the relativity of the present, we must understand and align in harmony the present focus, the relativity of the present, with a divine direction, broader goals that ensure the personal fulfillment and professional achievement that we desire. By staying and enjoying in this relativity of the presence every single day without quit in the pursuit of our future, life will tell us all its secrets. It will give us the cheat codes. It'll make it easy and dissipate and dissolve and diminish the dis-easy in our lives. This has been the Relativity of the Present training. Get your exercises, guides, and my books on the relativity of the present. We love you, appreciate you. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. We'll see you soon.